Good day, everyone. Today we'll discuss expressing personal opinions in written forms. Our goal is to understand different types of opinion based writing and how to craft responses that blend personal views with factual support. Now, here's the overview of our lesson. This will be the last lesson for the finals. So let's start with the skills we'll focus on: forming opinions based on facts, raising contrary views appropriately, citing sources to back up claims, writing balanced critics of various works, applying critical approaches like formalism and feminism, and lastly, creating publishable critics that can be shared in media. Okay, now I know everyone saw this meme already, but guys, this is not an example of reaction paper, okay? So don't you dare submit one like this, okay? Now, what is a reaction paper? A reaction paper allows you to share your personal response to something you've experienced. So, like a movie or book, things like that. So, it's usually 2 to 5 pages and captures your immediate thoughts, whether they're positive or negative. So, here you might comment on actors, the memorable lines, or technical elements like lighting. Okay, now for instance, after watching a movie, you would express your likes or dislikes, comments on actors' performances. You might want to mention some memorable lines and note the director's skills. So it's all about your initial reaction and thought on the work. That is how you going to write a reaction paper. Now, how about a review paper? What is the difference between reaction paper and a review paper? A review paper goes a step beyond a reaction paper. So here it requires critical thinking and balances personal opinions with the facts. So it's usually 2 to 3 pages and is common in journalism. So in addition to reactions, you might include ticket sales, mga ganyan, yung tour schedules nila, or other facts that add that and credibility to your opinion. Okay. Okay. Now, when writing a review paper about a movie, you not only share your reactions, but also provide a balanced perspective by including, of course, factual details such as its commercial performance or audience feedback. This balanced approach shows a more mature outlook compared to a reaction paper. Okay, now when preparing a review paper, consider questions like what is the main topic? What are its strengths and weaknesses? Okay, parang interview. So these questions help create a well-rounded review that blends opinion with analysis. Okay. Okay, now we're done discussing reaction paper and review paper. So they do have differences. Now, continuing with the critic paper, it is also different from two. Okay, so pero pag naririnig nyo silang tatlo, parang mapapaisip ka, ano bang pagkakaiba ng tatlong yan? They are like, all of them are like reviewing, giving reaction, and critiquing something. But what are the difference between these three? Okay, now let's move on to critic paper. Now, critic paper, um, this offers a thorough, academically grounded analysis of a piece of work. So, unlike the simpler reactions or reviews, critic in critics actually combines some personal opinions with many well-supported facts and interpretations. So this type of paper often involves specific theories or analytical frameworks, such as formalism, to of course assess the work from multiple angles. So through a critic, you'll evaluate the work in depth. So you often connect you often connect it to similar works or broader broader societal themes. Okay. Now, one good example. Okay, sorry, that was in the next page. Thought it was here. Okay, now think of writing about a movie like, of course, leveling up in school. So when you're younger, nung bata ka pa, you might you might just share a quick reaction, like saying if you like the movie or not. So as you get older, like now that you're in senior high school, you might be asked to write a review. Okay, so this means sharing your personal thoughts but also including details like what the movie is about, who's in it, mga ganong portion, and some facts about how it was made. But if you're asked to write a critic, you'll go even further. Okay, so a critic doesn't just give opinions and facts, it also analyzes the movie on a deeper level. So, connecting, you have to connect it into larger themes, real life issues, or even comparing it to other movies. So, this type of writing challenges you to think more critically and, of course, look beyond the basics. Okay, now for instance, when critiquing a movie, you go beyond summarizing or just reacting. So instead, you'd analyze the film's elements in comparison to other works by the same director or within the same genre, things like that. So this comparative approach allows you to, of course, explore patterns, themes, and unique features, showing your ability to critically engage with the film at a higher level. That is for critic paper. Okay, now let's move on to the tips for writing a reaction review and a critic paper. So here, as you can see, here's the formatting essentials that you need to know. So use consistent formatting to ensure a professional appearance. So always remember that you use paper size 8.5 by 11, double spaced. Font should be in Times New Roman with font size of 12 point. Margins 1 inch on all sides. And the footer, where you include the page number. So your page number should be written or put like page 1 of 1 or page 2 of 2, something like that. Basta sa ganung format. And then sa header part ninyo, you have to put or include page. So you after you include the page number, you should include also the school logo if it's required and your name in the right side. So the logo is in the left side and your name is in the right side. So in this consistent format makes your paper look organized and easy to read. Now, in creating a cover page is, of course, the first page of your paper, and it provides essential information about your work or your paper. So, including a cover page makes your paper look professional and well organized. So, here's what you should include in your cover page. So, first and foremost, of course, your title, the title of your paper. Clearly state the title of your work so readers know the topic right away. Second is, of course, your name. Include your full name to identify yourself as the author. And then your teacher's name. Afterwards, write your teacher's name so they know who the paper is intended for. And fourth is the submission date. Note the date you are submitting the paper. And lastly, the class and school name. Include your class or subject and your school's name, which provides, of course, context and makes your paper look official. So having all these details on the paper page makes it easy for your teacher to identify your work at a glance. So it also helps present your paper in an organized, professional way that sets the right tone for your writing. Now we're down to the content. So here, when writing a reaction, review, or a critic paper, it's important to structure your content clearly and follow the specified format. So each paper type has an introduction, body, and conclusion. So in your introduction, start by introducing the work you're discussing. So include its title, author or creator, and some background information to set the context. Briefly mention your main point or thesis. This gives your readers an idea of what your overall reaction, review, or critic will focus on. The second part is your body. This is the main part of your paper. Here, you'll share your details, your detailed thoughts, analysis, and supporting details. So for a reaction paper, you describe your personal response to the work, explaining why you feel that way. So how about in a review? In a review, balance your personal opinion with objective like details about plot, themes, or artistic elements. Now, lastly, we have for critic paper. So for a critic paper, go deeper by analyzing how the work relates to larger themes, societal issues, or other works. Okay, so that's how you write the body of each paper. Now, in your conclusion, you have to wrap up your paper by summarizing your main points. So you're going to reinforce your overall opinion or judgment on the work. You have to leaving, of course, the readers with a clear understanding of your perspective. So following this structure keeps your paper organized and ensure that your analysis or opinion are presented in a logical and effective way. Now, here are some tips on how to get you started in writing your paper. So, first thing you have to do is, of course, read or watch. You start by reading or watching the materials you're writing about. Take notes on anything important so you remember key details and idea. Second is to choose the three major points. So you have to choose three main things to focus on in your paper. For example, if you're writing about a movie, you might focus on first the characters, second is the main issues in the story, and lastly, the movie's impact on the audience. So these points will help guide your paper. Third thing you might want to do is, of course, define what your thesis statement is. So you have to sum up the main idea of your paper, write a few different options, and pick the one that best explains your main point. So this statement will keep your paper focused. And lastly, you have a conclusive statement. So end with a strong conclusion. Wrap up your paper with a final statement that reinforce your main idea. So this helps leave a strong impression on your readers and shows them what your paper was all about. So these steps will make it easier to start and keep your paper focused and organized. Now, what to avoid in your paper? So, first, don't just summarize. So, avoid only describing what happened or what you experienced. Your paper should be more than just a summary. And avoid simply stating what you think without any evidence. So, make sure to balance your opinion with facts and examples from the material that you're writing about, of course. So, try to relate what you're writing about to larger themes. So real world issues, other similar topics. This shows that you can think deeply about the subject and make connections beyond the basic. Of course, by avoiding these pitfalls, you'll create a stronger, more thoughtful paper that goes, of course, beyond surface level analysis. Di lang siya putyo-putyong paper. Okay, now, when understanding reaction, review, and critic papers, all these three types, reaction, review, and critic paper, let you share your personal opinions. However, they differ in tone and depth. So, a reaction paper is often more casual, so focusing on your immediate thoughts and feelings. While in a or review paper, it is balance, combining your opinions with facts about the material or the movie or the book. So that's the difference between the two. And while a critic paper is the most detailed and analytical, so it requires or it is requiring you to dig deeper, connect ideas, and analyze the work thoroughly. thoroughly. Okay, so that's the difference between the three, and you have to uh, keep that in your mind. Okay, so that'll be all for today. Thank you so much, my dear students. This will be the last lesson that I'll be recording, and I hope that you have learned something from it. Okay, so once again, thank you and have a good day.